Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today, yesterday, it was my 10 months on testosterone. Basically, the stuff that I've noticed so far though would have to be hair. The testosterone that I've been taking has actually made my eyebrows thicker. It's not only made the eyebrows themselves thicker, but it's also given me a really tiny unibrow. You can't see it now because I shave it, but it's there and the hairs are growing, and it's not something that I like, but I can easily shave it away, so it's no big deal. I still don't have facial hair, and that's okay, but I have noticed that there have been even more hairs like sprouting up around this area here on my stomach, specifically going down like straight down my stomach and then connecting to the happy trail. There's been a lot more hair there, and also on my chest as well. And there's also been a lot more hair on the under part of my thighs. Like the under part of my thighs are actually 3 times more hairy than the top of my thighs. Don't know why that is, but yeah, it's like a mini forest back there. It's kind of weird, I'm sorry. Next change would have to be acne. It's not really a change, it's just an update to, that I'm still suffering from acne after being 10 months in. Yeah, you guys don't really see the acne that I have because I wear makeup. However, I've been suffering a lot on my shoulders, and I will show you. That's why I wore a sleeveless shirt for this video. So the areas that I'm mostly suffering from have to be, my shoulders, my back, the top outer part of my butt and thighs, a little bit on my neck, and then right here on my face. It's a really big insecurity of mine actually, and that's why I don't wear nice shirts like this, is because of the acne. This is actually my bad arm. This is the one it's worse than this one. It used to just be here, but then it's been slowly growing and going down my entire arm. I plan to make an appointment to see the dermatologist this weekend. So yeah, it's about time I took care of this. It's been 7 months that I've been suffering with this, so it's about time. Third change is something kind of really personal, and it's not something that a lot of trans guys talk about, simply because it's talking about like down there. But I'm gonna be as vague. Well, I'm not gonna be super descriptive because that's unnecessary. Since starting testosterone, there has been a battle of hormones going on in my body. The more I take testosterone, the more the testosterone levels kind of rise. However, because you don't take testosterone like every single day, it's gonna rise and then go down, and then rise and then go down. And that keeps on happening until testosterone becomes more than the estrogen that you have. During that little fight period of when estrogen and testosterone are about equal, and then testosterone keeps going like this right here, basically it's fluctuating between estrogen is on top, and then testosterone is on top, and then estrogen. During that period, which is probably around the 3rd month to the 6th month-ish, that's just what it was for me. For other trans guys, it's different. Because this is a sex hormone, it's gonna affect down there more than it does everywhere else. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean things aren't happening down there. So basically what had happened to me is that the pH balance down there was kind of thrown off. And so because of that, one unpleasant thing was happening down there that I didn't like. And I Googled it and I didn't know what was going on with me. And to make matters even worse, this happened when I was abroad in Taiwan. So I didn't want to go to the doctors there because I wasn't sure how open they were to transgender individuals and how knowledgeable they were about stuff about this. So I kind of did my own research. So yeah, I went down the list of all the things it could possibly be, and it just wasn't fitting any of them. And what I decided to do, which is probably something you should not do, is I decided to ignore it. 5 months later, now I am cured miraculously. I don't have any problems, nothing's going on down there. I'm completely like fine, I'm good. So that led me to believe that maybe, well, most probably this had something to do with the fight of the hormones. And I guess right now, testosterone is the main Hormone right now. So I'm Gucci so far. Story time. I'm not gonna say names, it's irrelevant, but this person who I'm going to be talking about is someone in my family, and I'm just going to be referring to them as Cindy. Alright, so this person is Cindy, alright? As soon as I got back from Taiwan in June, I immediately started looking for a job. But looking for a job was actually extremely hard. I looked day in, day out for about a month and a week, perhaps. And I know it's definitely not as hard as other people who have been looking for longer, but for me it was rough because I really needed a job as soon as I came back, but I didn't get one until a month and a week later. I wasn't in the best state of mind. I was really depressed. I won't say depressed because I don't think it was that extreme, but I wasn't happy. I was really disappointed. I was down, I was run down, I was exhausted because I kept looking, kept going to all these interviews, and then no place was getting back to me. So it was really hard, really rough time. And during a rough time, you don't want to hear things that are going to make you feel worse. And people who say things like that are probably not the best people for you. Cindy, I was talking to them about how upset I was at the fact that I wasn't getting any jobs or any callbacks. And they told me, oh, I know why you're not getting a job. I know why you're not getting callbacks. And the way that they said it was it was filled with like, oh, I know something that you don't, kind of. And so I was really pissed off at that, and I didn't want to play into their game, so I ignored them, and I didn't ask, oh, whoa, what is it? I just kind of sat there. But then I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, all right, if you know something that I don't, why don't you tell me and help me so I can see what I can improve upon, basically. And then they kind of just looked at me and were like, well, they looked me up and down and they were like, well, you know why. And I was like, no, I don't understand. Mind you, I had just come back from an interview before this conversation started, and I was wearing a suit, actually. I was wearing a blazer. Most of you guys have seen the picture. I will post a picture. That's what I wore, basically. And I was wearing blue jeans and dress shoes to match. That's what I wore to my interview. So of course, I was thinking, what's wrong with what I'm wearing? I'm dressed so professionally right now, suit and tie, and I got a little splash of color to make it look nice. Like, I don't understand. And they kept doing it. They were like, well, I mean... And then that's when it clicked. They were referring to me being transgender. It has been 2.5 years since coming out to my family, since coming out to this person specifically, and during those 2.5 years, this person has never, ever said the word transgender in front of me or to me. Never. They've never said it. Ever. So of course, in this conversation, they didn't say it either. And I picked up on that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're trying to say, but you don't want to say it because you think that word is taboo. But whatever. So I said it for them, and I was like, oh, it's because I'm trans, isn't it? And Cindy was like, well, I mean, they look at you and they think that you're disturbed. I mean, they see this nice young lady and I was like, correction. No, they do not see a nice young lady, because when I walked into that interview, they immediately referred to me as, hello sir, how can I help you? So 1, you're wrong about that. 2, there are so many things about me that people could already not hire me for. So 1, I'm black. So that already is probably the #1 reason why anyone, if they wanted to, would not hire me, is because I'm black. That's reason #1. You can't just look at someone and tell that they're trans. So you can't look at someone and say, oh, you're trans for sure, I'm not hiring you. So no, that is completely irrelevant. But the fact that this person immediately went to that aspect of me and said, oh, that's why they're not hiring you. No, that's not why people aren't hiring me. That's what you have a problem with. The fact that that's the first thing that you pointed out about me that you think is the problem, that's what you have a problem with against me. So, of course, I wasn't going to listen to them because that's not That's not why I wasn't getting hired. Whatever reason I wasn't getting hired for it, I don't know. Frankly, I don't really care because I have a job now. But my response to them actually was, no, that's not true, because not everyone is bigoted and transphobic like you. Of course, they got mad because they thought I was being disrespectful, but I was just saying the truth and you can't handle it. So I'm sorry, all my stories are like pretty... But yeah, I really do like doing these stories actually, because it's not just about changes about me, it's about my life and things that I go through. As I continue on my journey though, there are going to be less and less changes, and like there's gonna come a point, like probably like when I'm on 2 years on T, where there's just not gonna be any more changes happening to me. And when it comes to that point, maybe a little bit before that, I do want to start like a series of just me talking about things that happened to me as a trans man. I haven't decided on what I'm gonna call it though. I think I was thinking of the Tea Talk, but if something comes along that's better, I might go with that. That's all I got for this video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Bye.